So, wrestling.
Devoid Wrestling Podcast. Devoid Wrestling Podcast. Devoid Wrestling Podcast. Cast it up, Micah and Derek. We'll get ready for something you will have never wanted to know. You sadly saw it coming, but I guess you should know. Devoid Wrestling Podcast.
So, how about that wrestling, huh? We sure do like watching it.
Yes, we sure do watch it consistently enough to know what's going on.
Enough. Consistently enough. I split my time on Fridays between paying attention to Smackdown and paying attention to RuPaul's Drag Race. And honestly, the better outfits are on Smackdown.
And the better predetermined fighting is on RuPaul's Drag Race.
You're correct. You're correct. Absolutely. I was watching NXT the other day, surprisingly enough. I was actually watching it at the same time as Dynamite because I have the capability to do that. And I saw that Cameron Grimes popped up on screen. So I was like, oh, this is much more important than Dynamite. So I turned up the volume, and Cameron Grimes was giving literally everybody money. And he said that while he was injured, he played a lot of video games. And then he ran out of video games to play. And he discovered GameStop. And he liked it so much, he bought stock in it. And now he's rich. And then he bought Dogecoin because there were coins with dogs on them. And he liked that. So the best storyline going in wrestling is Cameron Grimes became rich because he likes dogs and video games.
Surprisingly top stuff from WWE.
Surprisingly topical. I think the last time WWE did something relevant like that, besides Bad Bunny being on TV, was mentioning the name. Was it Cardi B they mentioned on Raw on Legends Night? The other thing WWE did that was topical was know who Cardi B is.
Right? Vince McMahon listens to WAP.
Vince McMahon listens to 1940s jazz on an old record player that kind of works. That, or he just listens to like straight up Motorhead.
He works out to WAP and Crybaby by Megan Thee Stallion.
Actually, if we want to be realistic, don't you think Vince probably listens to a lot of Limp Bizkit?
So the other big things that happened in wrestling was the WWE Network was bought, or the rights to the WWE Network were purchased by NBC Universal.
I don't trust anyone who also purposefully purchases the 9th season of The Office. So I am on thin ice with Peacock here.
It's not as interesting as the other big thing that happened.
The Masked Dancer. Oh, we're thinking of different things.
Well, in a way, yes. He was a masked assailant.
Yes,
for like
Kenta
10 seconds.
Kenta L0M debuted on AEW Dynamite.
Now I want to see that tag team.
That would be a hilariously awful tag team name.
But yeah, New Japan is being just blatantly referenced on AEW television.
Yeah, I mean, Moxley showed the title. He was like, I'm this champion. I'm sure you guys didn't know that, but I know that.
Yeah, it's a little problematic because they're like introducing this deal when none of the stars that are based in Japan can do that. And like, that's the majority of their biggest stars.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb is going to come back to Dynamite.
That would be. I remember him being on Dynamite. That was like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Is Jeff Cobb in the inner circle?" And then he wasn't. I think Tony Khan. Okay, Tony Khan is hilarious. Have you been watching the paid ads that air on?
The only thing I've been watching from Impact is the AEW stuff.
I love Tony Khan just being like, I realized what the problem was. It was me. I was the thing preventing this from happening. Anthony Khan.
I think it might be Antonio.
Ooh, that's spicy. Have you seen the what Lars Sullivan posted on his Instagram of the like scrapped character?
No. It's Anthony.
It's Antony?
Yeah, like no H.
Oh, fuck Tony Khan. Fuck, all right, fuck dudes named Antony with no H.
No, I'm not no, that I am not confirming. That is not on the fuck list, anybody.
But Lars Sullivan, the character they were gonna give him this is not a joke. They were gonna give him like a tweed jacket and a monocle, and I'm pretty sure a top hat. And he was gonna be the brilliant behemoth Lawrence Sullivan.
I love that.
I love that. I wish they gave it to a better person.
Like a morally better person, or just like a better wrestler?
Yes. I wish that's what they gave to Dijakovic instead of T-Bar.
God, there really is just a universe where Lars Sullivan is part of Retribution.
Oh my god. Do you remember at the beginning of the Retribution rumors where like Mojo Rawley was gonna be a part of it? I couldn't imagine what Mojo Rawley and Retribution would be like.
Bad.
I'm still not super convinced that Slapjack isn't Mojo Rawley. I mean, they've never confirmed that it's Shane Thorne.
That's because Slapjack and Shane Thorne are two different people in the WWE landscape.
Well, no, because Dijakovic and T-Bar are the same person in WWE lore. But at the end of the tag team match with Retribution and Woods and Kofi, Woods was screaming like, "Give me Reckoning! I want Reckoning next!"
It's very funny of Xavier Woods.
It is very funny of future King of the Ring Xavier Woods.
But we have predictions to make that will be done. They will be out predicted. But we have predictions for a pay-per-view.
Yes.
Called NXT. It's not the St. It's stupidly not St. Valentine's Massacre. Well, it's Vengeance Day, which is pissing me off.
Yeah, no, that's pissing me off too. Not because it's not St. Valentine's Day Massacre, because I kind of get it. You probably can't have Massacre as the name of an event on a PG show. But Vengeance Day? Vengeance was a thing.
Judgment Day was a thing. So, match number 1.
Yes.
The women's triple threat for the NXT Women's Championship. Champion Io Shirai versus Toni Storm versus Mercedes Martinez.
Yes. Formerly known as Retaliation.
Formerly thought in my head as Punishment Martinez, who was Damian Priest in WWE.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna say Io Shirai retains.
Me as well, because I think I figured out who's gonna beat Io Shirai. And that has to do with it. I'll explain later.
Okay. The second is the finals of the women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart.
Yes, I will explain now. I think Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart are going to win because I think Raquel Gonzalez is going to be the person who eventually beats Io Shirai for the women's title.
Interesting, because I think Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez are going to win, so Ember Moon can face
Shit.
Io Shirai, because that's a much more compelling match in my head.
That is fair. But also, if they make like Io Shirai and Raquel Gonzalez like a stipulation, that match is gonna rule.
Yeah, but Ember Moon.
Yeah, she already had the title.
Yeah, but
Jeez.
she's gonna lose to Io Shirai. I think Io Shirai is gonna hold the title for a while.
Do you think who do you think she's gonna lose it to?
A debuting Tessa Blanchard. I know you don't want it to happen, but I think WWE takes money from Saudi Arabia. I don't think they give a fuck about morals.
I mean, they do currently book Trent Seven on NXT UK and a whole other wealth of problematic people, such as Matt Riddle and Austin Theory. So I do find it plausible.
Allegedly. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans for the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic, the OG. I'm going to say the Grizzled Young Vets because that's the team I've heard of.
I'm gonna say MSK because MSK is the Rascals that aren't Trey from Impact.
Well,
and I like those guys. I'm very vocal about liking each member of the Rascals, specifically Trey.
Well, the next match for the North American Championship, Daddy Gargano, maybe, versus Kushida. And I'm going to pick Kushida because Johnny Gargano's injured, and this is how you get him off.
No, he's not.
He's not, but I thought that he wasn't competing. Oh, whatever.
It was a bit on NXT where he was like, he kicked my arm, I'm hurt, but then was also doing this with his arm the whole time.
Whatever.
And like took off the sling and was like, ha! I still think Kushida's gonna win.
It's Kushida because why would you just have Kushida and not use Kushida?
You are absolutely correct, although I am upset because it still really feels like they're doing nothing with Kushida, even though he's gonna win the North American title.
And yes, and the probable main event, Finn Balor versus Peter Dune for the NXT Championship of the World, in which Finn Balor will retain.
Yeah. In my heart's heart, I want Pete Dunne to win this match so badly. Pete Dunne, I feel like I have followed Pete Dunne for so long only because I watched WCPW and he was in it. And then when he was in the UK tournament, I was like, I know that guy. He was in WCPW and I want him to win so badly. But come on, he's not.
It's sad.
It sucks. Maybe he wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. No. Yeah, no, Finn's gonna retain. That's my prediction.
All right. But this isn't just a single predictions one because this is a double prediction because right now Derek and I are going to predict the WrestleMania card.
Oh,
so
I'm ready for this.
Break out the Google Docs, Derek.
Yes, my face is gonna get a bit brighter in a second because I'm gonna put.
And it doesn't matter if it's night 1 or night 2. If the match happens, we'll get a point for WrestleMania.
Yes.
Because predicting what the matches are 2 months out from WrestleMania is quite fun.
Yes. Do we get we should make the tiebreaker what match do you think is going to main event night 1?
Ooh. No, the 2 main events are the tiebreakers.
Okay. So we say
and those are 2 points each because then they'll
Okay. WrestleMania. What is this? 38?
37. We watched 35 in your room. 36 was last year. It's 37.
Yeah. We did watch 35 in my room. It was a lot of fun. Until like hour 6, and then it wasn't that fun anymore.
Because there were still 2 more hours left.
Yes.
So this is what I think the matches are going to be in no particular order. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship.
Okay.
Jimmy Uso versus Jay Uso. No holds barred.
Ooh, okay.
Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee for the United States Championship. Big E versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship.
Fucking again? Oh.
Yeah, I think it will be the end. I hope it will be the end. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Lana and who's her tag partner?
Naomi.
Naomi versus Raquel Gonzalez and what's her fucking face? Dakota Kai for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Bray Wyatt, The Fiend versus Randy Orton in a Firefly Funhouse match or some sort of Firefly match. I'm not sure if that will count, but Firefly fill in the blank match.
I'm gonna type in some sort of Firefly match.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Did I say that right?
Yeah, no, you said that.
Okay. Who's this? Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus the Street Profits for the Smackdown Tag Team Championship. I forget who like the tag champs are. Fucking
Raw Tag Team Champions. It's Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, right?
Oh, some form of the Hurt Business versus the New Day versus Retribution for the Raw Tag Team. Oh no, I just had a triple threat. Fuck. The Hurt Business versus the New Day versus Retribution versus Miz and Morrison for the Raw Tag Team Championship. That's not enough matches. that's like surprisingly not enough matches. I don't have enough part-timers in there.
You're missing a very important person.
Who? Oh, it's if you're gonna say AJ Styles.
No. Edge. Who won the Royal Rumble.
Edge versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship.
That was the confused face I was giving you when you said Brock versus Drew. I'm like, Edge.
No, I don't want him to. Who's British?
Pete Dunne?
No. No. Who's British?
I mean, Drew, technically.
No.
Regal? Will Ospreay. What are you looking for?
The UK Championship.
Walter.
Yeah, I know he is. I know what his opponent's gonna be.
I mean, they could do Ilya again, but that match happened already.
Seth Rollins versus Murphy. And like a dick for a dick match. I don't know.
I'm writing that in.
That does not count as an official prediction.
It'll be your branding. Dick for a dick.
Get it? Because they're both heels. How many matches do I have right now?
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That's not enough.
There's also the tentative Walter versus who's British. I don't even know if there's any contenders in NXT UK right now.
I'm trying to think of people in NXT. That's the problem.
I mean, the British people in NXT are like Pete Dunne and the Grizzled Young Vets and Imperium.
Right. I just want to see Imperium versus Undisputed Era again. If I'm gonna, it'll be a match, but like that was pretty good, right?
Yeah. I
am not okay with that.
With what? Dick for a dick?
Yeah, with dick for a dick. That's so funny. That match has to be. Fuck, who's
that? I mean, that match happened.
Yeah,
I'm talking Shopomania 2.
Oh no!
It was the ball for a ball match. That's what it was.
Adam Pearce versus Shane McMahon for control of for like control of WWE whatevering, like general, like official.
For Pierce's job, essentially.
Yeah.
Winner gets.
AJ Styles and Omos versus Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. I mean, has Omos like had a match? Like I feel like
no.
Was that like 14? I need like 2 more because they had 16 last year. I'm trying to think of like a dumb match, like a really like thrown together match.
I mean, you already said Edge versus Balor.
That like hurts.
I'm sorry.
Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. And like a kind of like Eddie versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 21 as like I need to prove that I'm better than my dad.
Sure. Rey Mysterio's famous dad, Eddie Guerrero.
Matt Riddle versus MVP. And I think that'll be it. Oh, and like you can write this in 24/7 bullshit galore.
That is a Micah card for WrestleMania if I've ever seen one. All right. So it's my turn now. My first match that I think is going to be like the big main event is Roman Reigns versus Edge for the Universal title, branded Battle of the Spears. And then for WWE title, I think it's going to be, I'm stalling because I'm not sure. I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Keith Lee.
Ooh.
And I'm keeping that Keith Lee for the WWE title. We go down to the mid-card titles. I think we will see Lashley versus... I think we'll see, like... I want to make a big prediction here. I think we're going to see, like, an NXT person come up and challenge for that belt. I think we'll see Lashley versus... I want to say Lashley versus Adam Cole for the U.S. title. This is a big, bold prediction, but I'm going to go with it, see what happens. For the IC title, I think it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Cesaro.
Ooh.
For the IC title.
I am a fan.
With Intercontinental Champion going and being Cesaro. I think the one of the chambers is going to be IC title, and I think Cesaro's going to win that chamber based on his push. Now we got to go to the tag titles. I think the women's tag title match is going to be Nia and Shayna. Oh, Micah, you didn't book any singles women's title matches.
Fuck.
Do you want to do that?
Asuka versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship, and Bailey Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's.
Okay, cool. I was just thinking about that because I was thinking about
that's got to be like it's got to be Sasha versus Bianca, right?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I have a bigger, bolder prediction, but I'll get to that.
Okay.
This is more of a prediction for Elimination Chamber as opposed to a prediction for Mania. But for tag titles, I think it's going to be Nia and Shayna versus Shotzi and Ember. For the Raw Women's Championship, I think it's going to be Lacey and Charlotte. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, I think it's going to be SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. And then, did I forget any titles? We're going to have an NXT title match. I think it's going to be Balor versus Cross for the NXT title.
Not Balor versus Edge.
Not Balor versus Edge, unfortunately.
Oh, come on. Wouldn't that be a good match?
Possibly. I think the Raw tag titles will be... I think it will be Hurt Business versus New Day versus Retribution.
Like almost what I have.
Well, it's likely considering the stories they're telling.
Yeah, I just added Miz and Morrison because I was just like, why not?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I think it will be Hurt Business versus a different tag team. But I don't know which tag team, so I'll get back to that. For SmackDown tag titles, God, I don't fucking know. Are there tag teams on SmackDown?
Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Are there other tag teams on SmackDown that they haven't faced a million times?
The Street Profits is the only other one. The Usos, possibly.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Roode and Ziggler versus the Mysterios.
Okay.
I think I'm still thinking about the Hurt Business because I also don't know if there are any tag teams on Raw that they haven't faced a million times. But I'm gonna say that Kofi Kingston is going to face Ollie in a singles match. I think that's fair. I think 24/7 title shenanigans, specifically, one of the commentators wins it at some point.
Ooh. That should be like the third tiebreaker. Who ends the night as?
Who ends the night? Yes. Okay, cool. It's still our truth right now, right?
Yeah, currently.
Yeah, he won it from Doug Flutie. It's going to be Hurt Business versus Miz and Morrison. I think. Oh, no. I'm absolutely changing my tag title predictions. Because I just remembered about a tag team that exists in SmackDown. I think it's going to be Roode and Ziggler versus Gable and Otis.
Did I not break Daniel Bryan for WrestleMania? Did I book Daniel Bryan for WrestleMania?
He did. You booked him against Roman.
Oh, nice.
I am going to predict Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. We're going to see... yes, I think we're going to see Bayley versus Sasha.
Okay.
In a last women's standing match.
Mm.
If they do it right, they can book the chamber. So where Ripley wins the chamber, but like Bayley eliminates Sasha, and then it's a whole thing. Whoa! Anyways. And then my last match prediction will be on the pre-show. Will be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which will be won by everyone's favorite, the greatest, the rightful King Corbin. I think Corbin will become the first person to win the Andre Battle Royal multiple times. So that is my WrestleMania predictions. So now we must do the tiebreakers.
The ending of night one will be Firefly Funhouse bullshit. Firefly whatever bullshit, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
I think night one will end with Drew versus Lee for the WWE title.
Okay. Night two for me will end Roman Reigns. Oh, shit. Will be Edge versus Balor.
I think the end of night two will be Roman versus Edge.
That's the thing, is that, like, will it be Roman Reigns? I was trying to say, like, will it be Roman Daniel Bryan? But, like, Roman's going to win, so, like, will they end it on a bad guy winning?
I mean, if you think about it, the biggest main event you could really do for this year's WrestleMania would be Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan.
Be Roman versus Brock, but let's not talk about that.
No, please never again. Done. It's happened several times. Each one
at WrestleMania,
at other pay-per-views, each one somehow worse than the first.
I was 34. I thought it was neat.
But Brock shouldn't have won.
Yeah, but he did.
But he shouldn't have.
Yes.
Like, logistically. He only won because there was a Saudi Arabia show a month later. Which
Roman also lost. Okay, that one was bad. The Greatest Royal Rumble one was bad. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But the SummerSlam one was pretty cool.
I don't remember it at all, so it couldn't have been that good.
Braun Strowman was like, I'm gonna cash in, and then Brock Lesnar like old lady lunchboxed him,
I do
and then
remember that.
whipped it,
That
and
was
then he got
very
scared and
funny.
lost.
I do remember that. He whipped the briefcase all the way across the arena.
Yeah, and it
But
totally
that's
could have
it.
hit somebody like a car door, but it didn't.
All right, and now the biggest tiebreaker. Who leaves the night as 24/7 champion?
You go first, because mine's a big one.
I think the person who will leave WrestleMania as the 24/7 champion is Michael Cole.
Okay. I believe the person leaving WrestleMania Night 2 as WWE 24/7 champion is one of two people. And I'm going to take this time to... It's either going to be Super Bowl champion Robert the Gronkowski.
That's your final decision?
Or it will be R-Truth. And I have to... And I believe it will be, once again, for the second consecutive year, Robert the Gronkowski.
Fuck me. Okay.
Come on, that's such a good idea. He's so top. It's so topical right now, and he's technically, possibly under contract.
I don't think he is. I think he got like officially released, but they like rug.
Rug. Oh, shit.
What are you doing there?
Sweeping.
Ah, you're sweeping it under the rug, just like WWE with problematic stuff.
Well, what do you think the WrestleMania card is going to be? Let us know in the comments below in excruciating detail.
And if you subscribe to our Patreon, you can find out even more and get sent personal requests to Micah, because on our $1,000 tier, I will send you Micah's home address.
Season 2 is my stuff, I guess. All right. Well, from all of us here at Specifically Devoid, all two of us, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I love you.